Are you new to career planning or just sick of using templates that don't actually help you achieve your career goals? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the career success process that actually works. Stay tuned. Now, welcome back to my channel where I help you slay your career and create the successful life that you deserve. Subscribe for weekly doses of the best career advice out there. I've been through the useless snooze fest process that is annual career planning at most organizations. You know the one. You usually sit down with your manager once a year and together you define the things that you're going to work on. Usually it's oriented towards a goal for the company, or in most cases, it's actually oriented towards improving yourself. So you're finding the thing that you're least good at and you're creating goals to actually change those things. The thing is, once you actually create this plan, it usually gets put into a file somewhere on your computer, or if you're old school, a physical location, and you never look at it again until 1 year later when it comes to annual review time. And then what usually happens is you have a good laugh, either just to yourself or with your manager, about how hilariously off the mark all of those goals and intentions were. And in fact, you realize that you didn't make any progress on the things that you intended to make progress on at all. The process that I'm going to share with you is about setting intention and structure into actually achieving what you want to in your career. So whether you're looking to get a promotion, transition into a new role, or become an authority within your industry, this career success plan is going to help you get exactly there, and you're going to use it on a regular basis, and it's actually going to be one of the most useful tools that you create for yourself. This is actually a sample of what I do with my clients in my Career Accelerator. But this is so important that I really want every ambitious professional to have it, and hence I'm sharing the process with you today. And make sure that you watch all the way to the end of this video, because if you do and you want to dive in deeper, I have a free tool available for you. Now, step one is begin with the end in mind. This is actually one of the principles of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And if you have not read the book, I highly recommend it to every professional. I'll actually drop a link in the comments down below, or you can just go on Amazon and find it. The huge benefit of beginning with the end in mind is if you start where you are, you're not always sure of where you want to go and the steps required to get there. However, if you've defined your career vision, you know where your ultimate destination is. Now you can actually reverse engineer the steps and milestones in order to get you there, which we're going to do in this process. So if you watch my last video and you've already created your career vision, you have this step 50% squared away. If you didn't, go and watch that video and come back here, because it is going to provide the foundation. Now, there's one more thing that I do recommend that you include, though it is actually optional in your career success plan. And that is defining your values, who you want to be as you make this ascent through your career. And this is actually getting a little bit into having a professional mission statement or a personal mission statement. And the reason that I love having this combination of your values and your vision is it's really going to help you not just set the milestones that you need to follow in order to reach your destination, it's also going to help you when we get into the points where you're planning out the specific tasks in order to get you there. Because who you want to be, your strengths, and how you want to be known really plays a critical role in creating the right plan to get there. And having the right plan in place is really the differentiator between the plan that you use and the one that ends up in the file being absolutely useless. Now, step 2 is defining your success metric. How are you going to know when you've actually achieved this goal? Metrics really matter, so having some sort of quantifiable or as qualitatively clear as possible objective that you're actually working towards is going to help in creating the steps of the success plan. There is one caveat here, and this is where a lot of my clients actually struggle to find clarity, because there's one thing that I encourage you to do, and that is to be specifically non-specific. What does that mean? Well, the thing is, if you're especially thinking about your levels, a job title can be a generally ambiguous thing. So your job title at a different company might have completely different connotations. And also, if you're navigating between different sizes of companies, there may be different levels that map together within those based on where you're actually at. One of the mistakes that I actually personally made in my career success plan and my 5-year vision was that I had a level that I had assigned to make it easy for me to think about and to talk about the level that I wanted to be at. However, what actually ended up happening is when I achieved this level, I completely wasn't aware of it. And the reason I wasn't aware is because I had assigned a title that didn't map exactly to the title in my vision. Now, luckily, it didn't take me completely off path or end in a high level of frustration over several years for me, but it did actually lead me on a path to trying to achieve something that I had actually already achieved. And I think that I could have done so much more back in my corporate days if I had realized that I had already hit the goalpost that I was aiming to hit and made the decision to actually transition to entrepreneurship, which is what my vision actually was to do once I reached that level, or if I wanted to settle into corporate life a little while longer because it was so beneficial for preparing me for entrepreneurship that maybe I was interested in going one level higher, because the steps to get between those two actually vary slightly. What does this actually mean for you? If you're setting any goals in terms of level, describe them both in the title that you were assigned based on your understanding of the role where you are right now, as well as putting a description of what that looks like. For example, if your goal is to be a director, you may choose to put into your vision and your milestones that you want to reach the director level, but also qualify that you want to be managing managers, because you could be a senior manager at a larger organization with much higher scope than a director at a smaller company. You see what I'm saying? However, having a level and the general framework to discuss your goals is really important. So be able to map to both of those things, but also be able to qualify where you're at. This is going to help you in the conversations with the people that are going to help get you there, but it's also going to help you realize when you've actually achieved your vision. And trust me, that's a celebration you do not want to miss. Now, step 3 is to set milestones. Does your career vision kind of scare you? If you have big, hairy, audacious dreams for yourself and really want to go far in your career, it can feel really far away from where you're at. You can kind of feel like you're sitting down and being told to eat an elephant. So how do you eat an elephant? Well, one bite at a time, of course. And the milestones are going to be what actually help break this down into bite-sized pieces for you. Let's follow our example of the vision of being a director that I mentioned in the last step. So let's say that your 5-year career goal is to become a director. So you've put a label to it, but you've also described what that actually looks like. So now what you can do is actually set the milestones in order to get there. So just for the purpose of example, most people, if you work in tech, are looking at getting a promotion every 18 to 24 months. That would be average to a little bit fast, and the duration is going to take longer the higher that you get up the ladder. So let's say that at your company, that's the benchmark that you're looking against, because that seems to be the trajectory of the people that are getting promotions. So you want to actually back up from there. So if you want to be a director, you probably need to be promoted to, say, a senior manager 24 months in advance. So that's 2 years in advance. So your 3-year milestone is to get that promotion to senior manager. Let's say that you're just a consultant right now, so there's still another step. There's becoming an actual manager. So what you do, again, using our 18 to 24 month benchmark, let's say that your goal within the next 18 months, or the milestone within the next 18 months, is to be promoted to manager. This makes it so much more achievable when you see that it is actually just simple steps at reasonable timelines. Now, if your goal is to be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company in the next 5 years, but you have actually just started and you're a new graduate, this might not actually work so well for you. So you do want to base this in reality, of course, but do base it in an aggressive reality, because when you are someone who is focused, determined, and exceptional, the aggressive timelines that you set for yourself are going to be ones that in general you're going to be able to achieve. And this doesn't just apply to any promotions that you actually want to map towards. This applies to all sorts of career goals. So let's say that you're working towards getting a certification, or you eventually want to go and moonlight to do your MBA. Once again, you can back in the steps that you need to actually achieve that goal into your plan and set them as milestones in the plan, so that you have a timeline of where you need to be and when you need to be there. And this is going to help immensely when we get into step 4. And step 4 is to create the actual task in order to achieve the plan. So while you'll have your milestones generally for your 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, you don't need to plan all of your tasks against 5 years. there is just way too many variables that you cannot control or you don't have accurate visibility of at this point in time. So investing time into actually planning out all of the steps for you to become a director or a VP or an industry expert just doesn't make sense. However, the next year, you do have enough visibility that you can actually anticipate the things that you generally need to do, especially within the next 6 months. So your focus is going to be on that. However, in the plan, you still want to make sure that the milestones to achieve those big goals, the big outcomes according to your vision, are outlined. This is going to keep your visibility there, so as you actually generate the tasks that lead to your micro milestones, they're all going to be there, and it's going to help keep them front of mind because you are going to have a visual on them regularly. Now, what you should do for your next year is outline the milestones that need to be hit in the next 12, 6, 3, and 1 month period of time. So let's say that we are going with the goal of becoming a speaker at a conference. So let's say that your 12-month milestone to that becoming an authority in your industry is to have a session booked at a conference, a session accepted. What you can do is you actually look to reverse engineer that. So within 12 months, you want to have that booked. So let's say within 6 months, you need to have your outline of your sessions that you are going to apply, and you need to know what conference is. Going back a step, your goal in the next 3 months is to actually research what conferences are available and what type of content they're actually looking for, and making sure that you're validating dates, because this can actually change your priority and your tasks over the next year. And then let's say that you're new to public speaking and the thought of doing this actual session at the conference is really freaking you out. So maybe something that you want to do in the next 30 days is join an organization like Toastmasters, which helps get you experience public speaking, and it really helps to prepare you to those improvisation moments that always happen when you're on stage. And that's something that you can do in most major cities. There's multiple chapters that you can join. So that makes it actually a really easy thing. So that goes into your task list, and it's also a milestone. Maybe you set additional tasks throughout the next 12 months, time block it on your calendar that you're going to attend those regular meetings. Then make sure that you also add into your calendar when you need to put in the applications for those conferences, when you need to have the outlines. Also make sure to note that if you plan on collaborating with any of your peers or seeking the assistance of a customer, that is also allocated into there as well. So see, when you break this down, this is actually really easy. And if you think about this as things that you just truly want to achieve, of course, there's going to be things that map to your company's goals, but this is something that really originates and revolves around you. And this is something that you should be going to on a regular basis. I personally look at my plan and my vision on a weekly basis when I do planning. Now, you might not choose to look at it on a weekly basis, but at least once a month, this should be a document that you're looking at, reviewing, and revising, because one thing that is always going to be true about your plan is that your plan is going to shift and change. Best case scenario, it's shifting and changing because you're smashing those goals ahead of schedule. Now, I know that this video is giving you so much information to get you up and started, but as you actually create your strategies and your plan, there's gonna be a few things that you really wanna dig into, because this, at the end of the day, isn't just a goal list, it's not just a task list, it's actually a strategy document to get you where you wanna go. The trouble is you might not be aware of all the strategies and resources available to you to actually help you achieve those things. I do have strategies that are available to you in my free masterclass. Now, I didn't include it in here because vomiting strategy at people who weren't interested and really just wanted the process seemed like it might be overkill. But if you do need strategy to help augment and enhance your plan and help increase your chances of actually getting there, you can feel free to check it out. You can go to capdeckasolutions.com/masterclass and register. I hope to see you there. You'll also want to make sure that you keep an eye out for my next video, which is actually going to walk through the process and the template that I use with my clients to help you create your career success plan. So if you start doing this and you just don't know what to do, what it looks like, make sure to check that video, and if it's posted, I'll also link it up here. Now, if you like this video, make sure that you click that like button. It really does let me know that you like channels like this, and it really supports my channel. If you want to make sure that you do check out the next video and all the videos that I create to help you thrive in your career, make sure that you click that subscribe button. And if you know someone who would be served by this video, remember, sharing is caring, and that is an option down below. Thank you for being unapologetically ambitious and for taking the time to watch this video. Again, I'll see you in my next video, which is going to give you an actual template walkthrough on implementing these strategies. I will see you then. Thanks again for taking the time to hang out. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.